Hello everybody, welcome back to the second episode of Infinifactory. I am just standing here in my little cell, looking at my trophy. Kangaroo Kickers 09. What an insult! It's not even like a real trophy for what we're doing here. Let's throw it around a little bit. Let's eat some food. Let's get ready to do some puzzles. Oh, if you watched to the end of the last episode, I mentioned our buddy Troz. I feel like I should mention that again here at the beginning. He sent me this game on Steam. It was a very generous thing for him to do. But he also sent me a little message saying he thought this game would be one I'd enjoy. And he was 100% right. Absolutely love this game. It's totally my cup of tea. Yeah. So, anyway, we're now through the proving grounds, through the sort of tutorial section of the game, onto the Skydock 19 to do some more puzzles. We're going to unlock 3 new block types. Let's create a solution to the problem that is ahead. And we are being introduced to pistons. The 3 new blocks here are the sensor, the conduit, and the piston itself. And I really like the way that these work. They fool me a little bit. I keep thinking sort of Minecraft style with them, so I might make a couple of little mistakes here. Let's look at what's going on. We have to get from over here down to there, right? And the way we're going to do that is by having a piston at the end here. Also, let's hold shift. Let's add these things. So we get given 2 types of sensor. I've never used that second one. And let's arrange them like that. So the piston's going to be at the end here. And then we need to... Am I actually remembering this correctly? Let's see what happens. You tend to need 2 blocks between them. Let's press 1 and put this in the correct place. Rotate that. Put the conduits like this. Let's also bring the conveyor belt all the way over to the end, because we might have solved this very quickly. Okay. And let's press R. So it pushes out. Yeah, we've done it right. Awesome. Sometimes when you're using these pistons, you have to put them the other way around. That'll make sense later on when we get to it. Let's speed this one up. That was a very simple little puzzle. Also, I would like to quickly just check and see if we didn't miss a log or like a little hidden thing anywhere. It doesn't look like it, does it? Yeah, I don't see any little fella lying around on the ground. Let's just speed this up. And there we go. So yeah, look, you can get a higher score than that. It's fascinating. I reckon it's all about those blocks you unlock later on. Let's continue to our cell. We did a good job on that one. We've unlocked 3 new block types, and now we have an additional bunch of puzzles here to solve. I think I've done up to like this one here. So when we get to that part of the game, it's going to be a little bit more... I don't know, slower I guess for me to solve these. Let's have a listen to the log while I look around.
Oh wow, what is that? This must be some sort of shipyard. It's amazing. There are tons of ships here. Those little ones docking with that carrier, they must be shuttles or fighters. And oh, that one looks like a missile cruiser. Wow, this is a pretty serious armada. I wonder who they're fighting.
And there you go. We're sort of building weapons or doing something for some sort of war fleet. Okay, so there may be a more diligent and smaller way to do this. I think if you were to sort of rotate the tracks a little bit, sort of diagonal zigzag them, then you could perhaps, let's say, I've just realised I think I've done this. No, I haven't done it wrong. Okay. You could reduce the distance these are spread apart at, right? Because there's 2 blocks between each of them. But there are pistons that we're going to push them forward with. And then at the end here, what we're actually going to do is rotate the track and bring it out like this. So at the moment, this one's been aligned deliberately in the middle with this one. If you zigzag it, I think you might be able to get it so the pistons are sort of next to one another on this axis. And then that way you could have them bring the tracks all in like one go. Or you could build your piston pusher bit down here, and that would reduce the size drastically. I'm going to give that a try in a second, but let's start off with the basics. In order to route this conduit to all of the pistons, you need to go above, because it doesn't pass through a block. Like, you can't just have 2 there and then 2 here. That won't work. So there we go. We're powering all of our pistons when it gets to the end, and that should divide everything up into 3. So this one's going to go in a straight line. It's going to drop down. Pressing the wrong button again. I always press shift to move down. It's just going to like where my fingers are on the keyboard. And then what we'll do is simply come back in like this and go alongside. So we're using a lot of blocks. Oh, wrong button. A lot of blocks here. And then go down. Bring them all in like this. Very easy stuff. Except you're now going in the wrong way because I dragged you in the wrong direction. We can quickly solve that just by rotating them like so. And so then... oh, there it is again. Oh, I pressed the wrong button so much. It really winds me up. Maybe I should rebind the keys a little bit. I don't like doing that in games because I feel like then I'll get it even more wrong because I'm trying to remember the original keys, if that even makes sense. They're all going to arrive at that bit at the same time, aren't they? And there you go. We did it. Let's speed it up. Very nice. Lots of cycles on that one. And our cycle score was okay, I guess. Oh, wow, some people solving it all the way down here. Interesting. So our block score, I reckon, could be better. And I did say I'd like to give it a try. So what I'm going to do is try and reduce our block score and our footprint one at the same time. And put the pistons that divide down the bottom here. I'll see if I can do something interesting with this one. Okay, this wasn't what I had in mind, but as I came over here, I started to think vertically about how we can drop them in, pile them up, and push them to where they need to go with the pistons. There is a slight problem with this. This conduit here connects to the one above, which I don't want it to do, so I think that's going to cause an issue, which we can easily correct after. So, they fall down. Oh, they activate... ah, I didn't know that. They activate the sensor on the way up. Interesting. Okay, this is probably not going to work then. Okay, I think this is it, and this is really cool because all of the separation with the pistons happens like on the same track and pushes them straight in, so we don't have like 3 separate tracks at any point. So I haven't tested this yet. Let's speed it up. Let's bring them down, and this I'm hoping works. Come on. Oh, it does. It does it ever so well. And cool little thing for you to know: can't put the conduits like underneath this block right here, so that's why it wraps around the outside. That should be a really good score. I'm hoping it'll be a good score. It feels like it should be. Let's just speed this up for the rest of it. Oh, and look at that improvement. So same amount of cycles, much better footprint, much better amount of blocks. That's really cool. I like it. Okay, so that was worth doing. Let's continue back to our cell. It's time for puzzle number 3 this episode. Shuttle propulsion units. Let's create a new solution for this one. And where are we right now? I think there's another body to find on this one. There's a really funny one coming up. This might be it. Let's go and listen while I have a look around. Oh, look at that guy and his skull.
I can't believe I'm here. On another planet. With aliens. This is amazing, Claudia. Amazing! I can't get over it. The crash at Roswell. The lights over Lubbock. The sightings in Washington, D.C. All the way back to ancient times, Jerusalem and Rome. It was them. The pyramids, Stonehenge, Atlantis. Atlantis is real, by the way. It was all their doing. It must have been. Look at this technology. It's just what was needed to move those massive stones. If only Claudia was here to see this.
Yeah, very cool stuff. So this one right here, I just had an idea in my mind for a solution which I didn't have before, and I think it's a really cool one, so I'm hoping that this works. Actually, I'll tell you what will help here. No, let me explain the solution first. Okay, so when I first tackled this problem the first time round, what I was looking at doing is dividing these up into 2 and then into 3 and welding them into their different shapes separately. And all I could do is split it up, I think, 2 to 1 or something like that, so you'd end up with loads of extra blocks on one side, and it wasn't very efficient. However, I just had this thought. We learned earlier, or in the last episode, that when we send the blocks across like this, when the last one comes in, this should, I think, weld it into a group of 3. Now, if we had a tractor right here, it would only be 2. But what I'm thinking is, when the 3 goes through, if we can time it right, we can send a signal to the piston to push off the 2 onto a separate track, right? That'll go here. So, we're going to send... the 3's going to come off first, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's the only way it's going to work. If we try and control it from the front side, there's always going to be items dropping down. But it's only once a group of 3 has been welded that it will do this. So, in order to create the smallest footprint, I'm not sure what the best layout is for the end of this. But let's see if it works. And what we're going to do is send it around the long side. Like this. That's going to drop down there. And then we can send it all the way across. And that one can go... actually, no, that won't work. You need it to go all the way to the end first. Of course. Right, like that. So, in order to get that second one in, somewhere here we need a little bit of a sensor at the right time. Also, something awkward's going to happen here, isn't it? Let's see what happens. Let's learn a little bit. So we get 1, we get 2, and then this is going to make 3. Yes. And that's not going to cause an issue. Okay, but where we place the sensor will. And it's right as it gets to the end there that I think it needs to push it out. So let's have a look. 2, and yeah, I reckon what we need to do is put a sensor right there. Okay, let's stop. Let's put in our sensor. This is a really cool solution. I don't know if it'll have a better score than what I got before, but I kind of don't care as well. I think this is just such a cool way of doing it. Alright, so let's hit this. Let's do this. Off it goes. Yes! Yes! We are excellent! Oh my god. That's a very nice solution for the problem. Okay, and then we're going to we're going to bring it around to this side and then move it straight in. Oh, that's so cool. If that works, I'm going to be so pleased. Right. Let's press play. Speed it up a little bit as well. There you go. There's that second one coming in. And look at the way they both go in. They both sort of arrive at a similar time. So this could be a very efficient way of doing it. I'm really happy with that solution. That's awesome. And that's a lot of fun. And we've got 1 left of each. Yay, we did it. Yeah, no idea if I got a better score on my last run, but I'm happy with that score either way. That was a cool solution. Okay, so let's continue back to our cell. And yeah, remember, this game is about like finding your own solution to the puzzles. That's why they've got these little charts to show you there is other ways to do it. There may not always be a way to get, you know, the top on every single score. You might be able to get like a really good cycle score, but it means you've got a bigger footprint. You know, I haven't played the game through fully to really know everything. But yeah, so next puzzle. This one I've done as well. This was fun. Can I remember how to do it? Is there any guy on here or like a little log to play? I don't think so. It seems like every other level there is one. Something like that. Okay, so we've got this. Let's see what rate they come out at. So we get 2 of those for every one of those. That's fantastic. Okay. Nothing is coming to mind immediately on how to solve this. As I said, I did do it before though, so I'll see what I can come up with. Okay, my first thought was this. Can we sort of get the timing so that when the first one comes out, it goes round, this one will drop in behind it, and then the second one will come through. And initially I was thinking they all arrive in the same spot and then you weld it and move it on, which may be possible, but if we just start this up, you can see that we can in fact get them out of the factory in the correct order we then need to weld them. So that's a really good start. We've also got to sort of keep them in the same direction as well. Like if we had them then turning the corner and going in this direction, when we weld them we won't be able to rotate them again. So they've got to be welded in that direction. So this might be what we're looking for, and it's an extremely small footprint as well. Let's see how it does. Oh, yeah, that was quite silly. I should have seen that. This should be an easy fix though. We just need to turn it around the corner first, which means all of this gets moved over by 1. If I press the right button, that is. Let's put another platform there, then we remove that and put 1 over here. Okay, and now let's see what happens. Yes, we did it. Okay, so we now put them in the correct position. That's the first bit done. Also with a very small footprint. The next thing I've got to think about is how we're going to separate these. Probably with a piston, something like that. We detect when one goes by, and then we push it off onto an alternative track. And I think I'm going to try and squeeze that. Actually, no, we're not going to try and squeeze it. What we're going to do is bring the track out all the way now, because we want to make as little impact as possible, right? So if we separate them back here, we've got 2 tracks going to either side. If we separate it right here, then it's a lot less work, isn't it? This is going to be interesting. Let's see what I can come up with. Okay, here's what we're going to try. I want to see if we can detect it right as it goes on the end there. Oh, that was the wrong button. that was the fly up button. It's not even near the F button. So do we detect? We don't. It's fascinating. Also, if we look at the timing, if we were to move it forward by 1, we'd have to move that piston back. So now what I'm thinking is we'll probably put the detector somewhere over here. So we need to put it, it looks like at that block. That's actually quite the distance. Let's stop the test. Let's put that there. Do you know what? I think actually what we need here is not to detect where it is further back, but to create a buffer. If we were to put a block here, then it would stay there until the next one pushes it along, right? At which point we could actually go, nope, you're going over to the other side. Except we'd have to be careful which one we did. I'm sure I can figure this out. Yeah, there's got to be something to that, because we can store one here, then when the other one arrives, we should be able to separate them. Oh, I think this is actually quite simple. If we put one there, yep, let's get rid of all of these blocks. We don't need them. They're making our footprint bigger. Yeah, this needs a little bit of structure as well. I think we need a single block to attach them together. Then conduits at the top like that, because they don't work side by side. So the first one's going to stay there. The second one is going to activate the piston when it nudges it across. So what we then need is a conveyor belt. Wrong way. Let's go in the right direction. Is that? Yep, that's going to be the correct spot. So one there and one... Oh, actually no, it's going to drop with 2 overhanging, and then it's going to get pushed. So we don't need those 2. And we need to bring it to the end and then turn it in. And I think that is it. Let's see. Oh my god, I think we did it. Let's speed this up. We know how that first bit works. It waits there. Amazing. That is so good. That is... Oh, I've completely done this bit wrong. Okay, I didn't notice that. Let's fix that. There we go. Slightly smaller footprint, and it works. Fantastic. That worked out really well. Oh, I do like this game. Okay, let's speed it up. Let's see what our score's going to be. 5 more to go. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Awesome. What's our score? Very good. That's what our score is. I'm really happy with that. We go right over the front here. That's nice to see. The cycle one, again, I really do think there's some sort of clone block or speed up something or other later on. Okay, one more puzzle, then it's time for our performance review. I don't think I've played this last puzzle here. This might be complete... Oh, that looks completely unfamiliar to me. I don't even know what this is. Oh, we're building a rocket. Huh. Oh, right, yes, I haven't done this one. Let's have a look. Let's have a fly around for a guy with a log. Or maybe a dog. Again, doesn't look like there is one. Cool. Okay, so this is the first puzzle I'm doing completely blind. My first thoughts is elevation, and there's a drop over here, so you've got to bring them in a particular order. Let's have a look at the output rate. It's going to give them us... It's going to give them to us even in the correct amount. That's cool. Okay, so we want to drop this one in first, then 3 of those, and then 1 of them. And that's going to be an interesting challenge. What I'd also like to do is put them all on the same track to reduce our footprint. So, I think we're going to look at having... that's in the wrong direction. Something that comes over here and drops it down. And this is like going to be the assembly. Then we can use a piston and a sensor to detect when it's finished. Send it on its way. So that isn't a problem. The thing is, that's going to come out first. That's fine. Then we're going to have 3 of these. We need this one to wait until all 3 of those have come out. And what I'm thinking is, you could do that with a track that's like a delay, so it goes around, which creates a footprint. So I'm kind of curious, is there any other way? When the next one comes out, so will this one over here. So we can't like have it delayed on one of these blocks, waiting for one to push it. So it proposes an interesting question, doesn't it? Let's do this the way we know it will work, and maybe the solution will come to me later on. So we'll do this with a little bit of a delay. Oh no, wrong button. You will rotate that way. Let's use about this much area. Hopefully it's going to be enough. If not, it should be relatively easy to expand. I don't think that's going to be enough. Let's place and rotate and start. Yeah, it's not enough, but it's the right idea. So let's go and add an extra few blocks. Should be pretty easy. Let's rotate you here. There we go. That might not be enough. Let's speed it up. Oh, it's just enough. Perfect. Okay, that's a really good start. And there it is. It assembles, and then I guess when that one comes through, that might be the time to then join it. Oh, we've got to weld it as well. We've got to weld it. This is going to be tricky. Okay. So let's put this on a block. Yes, it has to be on a block because we then want to put it on a conveyor belt. We're going to weld it. So we need our welds in place. 3 and 4. I've got a feeling there might be a little bit of a problem with this. Just a little bit of an idea. Actually, we don't need that there. We need the sensor. Okay, so I'm actually not expecting this to work first time. I really do think there's going to be something overlooked here. I like the way that looks as well. So let's start. Fast forward. Fall down. Oh. That makes sense, I guess. Interesting. So, what? Oh, they got welded together. Why is that? Because... Oh, it's getting me thinking. Right, time to put the thinking cap on. Okay, I think I found a solution. The problem before with the piston at the bottom is that we were pushing off the blocks that were arriving at the bottom. If we put it at the top, it's not going to push anything until we've got all of the blocks in place. Slight oversight, the rocket is actually 5 tall. Let's go and change all of this. Got to move everything over by 1, basically. Which shouldn't take us long. The controls of this game are very nice. There we go. We need another conveyor belt here. And then we need to move over our piston and our sensor. And I'm not sure if they're actually going to stay here now, because the conduit can connect to the wall, and then that way it's not going to fall down. However... Oh, I keep right-clicking to place blocks. Let's press R. Oh, I've left that there, so if we were to remove that, yeah, it falls down. Okay, cool. So we know what to do to solve this, I think. Oh, didn't I just say our rocket was 5 tall as well? So that means we have to put in an extra welder. That's fine. We have to raise our piston by 1. Also fine. And then the sensor, I think we'll just move it up 1 block. And then put our conduit there. And if this is going to be it, why don't we just go for the victory the first time and get this going all the way to the end. Nope, wrong buttons as always. Right, let's play. Oh, it fell down. Didn't learn my lesson, did I? Let's play. Oh, this is cool. It appears to be working. I like the look of this. Ow. That might be easily solvable. Let's just observe it again. I know what the problem is. It's timing. It's those two and how close to one another there are. There needs to be a little bit more of a delay, but then the ones after are going to come through relatively frequently as well. This might be a little bit trickier than we thought. Is that just about... Okay, right. So I think if we add a tiny bit more delay, we might solve this, but I've got a feeling maybe not. The timing here seems to be a very delicate thing. Okay, so let's give that a go. Let's fast forward, bring it all around. And let's see how the timing does now. Nope, still not good enough. Oh dear. Okay, here's something else I'm going to try here. Doesn't work, I know. Oh, I paused it. Oh, wow, I've got my fingers in the wrong place. Let's do this properly. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is send this on a second track so it can delay the next little bit, like that, and it delays it for a tiny amount. But these two appear to be too close together, and I'm not sure how we're going to separate them. I mean, we could... I don't really think we can do too much at all at this point. Something here needs to be different. This isn't very elegant as well, so... Who knows? Okay, here's my question. Can we manipulate the input rate by having these blocks here? I'm really not sure. No, I think it's just going to delay the effect. They're still going to get pushed at the same rate, so the same thing. In fact, it's even worse, isn't it? Okay, terrible idea. At least we tried it. Okay, I'm not going to claim that this is the best way to do things, but if we create a buffer like this, when the block hits the last one, we push all 5 off together, They're now going to come down, in a consistent manner, and I do believe we could possibly use the timing of this to help create the rocket as well. So let's put in our setup down here. We may not actually need the piston down the bottom here. Let's find out if we need that or not. So, wrong button. Oh, it's really weird how I just continuously get this wrong. It's probably because it's different from Minecraft. Wow. Right, place. There we go. So we're going to put those there. And we're going to need an extra block up here. Nope. Why can't I get this right? And I think we might possibly be able to get away with it like that. But I'm doubtful. We'll find out. Oh, and we need a block to hold all of this up. Let's try again. Let's fast forward. So all the blocks in the correct position. And I forgot to put the conduit line in. Hilarious. That's not how it's supposed to go. Let's try that again. Okay, this should be more like it. Yes! They all fall in. Oh, of course. They go away. They go away too quickly. Alright. So we definitely need a block here. And then we just need to put the sensor, or the piston even, in the correct position. I think you might be able to get away with this. Let's say we have a piston here. The conduit line is all the way up to our sensor. Let's see what happens. Will the timing be right this time? Come on, then the next one. Oh yeah, look, because look how long it gets. Yes! Yes, we did it! Oh my days, that's awesome. Okay, that might have not been the most elegant, block-friendly solution. We used a lot of pistons, but it works. It totally works. Does exactly what we need it to. I like that very much. Going to be interesting to see what our score is on this one compared to others. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a low one. But look at that. We built a rocket. How very cool. Oh, actually, that was pretty damn good. Maybe not on the cycles, but overall, I'd say that was pretty awesome. Alright, let's go back. Continue to sell. And that was the last one, so now we just need to do our performance review. Okay. I've not got to this bit yet. I guess we're going to get another trophy. What do I get this time? What was that? Iron? Armpits. Armpits of iron! We got a VHS tape as a prize. Oh my god. Hilarious. What's on the back cover? Is there anything on the back? Can we even spin it around? There is a back cover. Can I? Oh, I can't really read it. Awesome stuff. That is the end of this episode then, I guess. And now there's test zone. Oh, interesting. So we have some sort of test zone thing. I'll investigate that, I guess, in the next episode. But we've got another set of puzzles, a new block as well. I am looking forward to it. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And thank you again to Troz for this wonderful game. That is it from me this episode. So as always, thank you very much for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.